Check out the new Like a Dog shirt sticker pack right now. 3 stickers, a shirt, and a postcard on sale now at friendomarket.com.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in Smackdown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Just keep watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're going in Raw.
Hey, Brendo, Steve here. And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts are. Larson is moving today into a brand new house, so we are joined. You can't say "and Adam Mayhem."
I said "and Mayhem," but you didn't let me. I was gonna just slide it in there.
I have to introduce people if we have a guest. Anyways, I am introduced today. Thank you, Adam Mayhem. Where's the title? You didn't bring it today?
No.
Oh, do you even know where it is?
So today's SmackDown, right?
Yes, today we're doing the SmackDown recap.
Right, great.
Yeah, here, let's put this a little closer to you. There you go. These mics aren't very sensitive. There you go. Thanks for dressing up for the occasion.
Yeah. I'm dressing up nice for the nice people of Going In Raw.
Yeah, this should be fun. It's our SmackDown recap today, so I hope you watched SmackDown.
I did. The first time I've watched the show as a whole, and
in a very long time. Oh my goodness! I'm sorry to have to put you there. This was not a great episode of SmackDown.
It was not.
It was kind of interesting. We'll get into it in a second. Once I remind everybody that we're on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers. We're going to have some chat trivia today. Some lucky patron at $5 and up a month gets to win a drawing from Steve here if you win chat trivia today.
Can I draw?
Can you draw? Are you a bit?
I mean, I'm able to do it.
We will ask the patrons in chat today if they want you to draw something, and if they do, like there's a number of them that probably would. There's a number of them probably won't. It'll be interesting to see.
Hit or miss.
So anyways. We're on the Patreon. We're also wherever fine podcasts can be found. If you guys are listening to Going In Raw and you have a second to spare, please leave us a rating or a review. It really does help boost the exposure of the show. In a nutshell, actually, there's a couple things to talk about first. One thing I noticed about SmackDown that a lot of people were sort of complaining about on Twitter, they're really pushing Crown Jewel kind of over what's going on Sunday, which is Evolution.
Yes.
Did you notice that as well? Because
yes.
there was sorry. I'm always getting on Larson because he likes to like hug up to the mic right here, so we keep his levels kind of low so it doesn't blow it out.
Okay.
So just
okay.
keep that in mind. Yeah. I don't need you to sing.
Okay.
It did kind of feel like they're really pushing. Given that from all indications right now, there's no venue for Crown Jewel. And they still have a go home week of shows. Like Evolution is this Sunday. They still have a slate. They have another Raw and another SmackDown.
Yep.
To put the finishing touches on Crown Jewel, and yet the main event of last night was Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy.
That's a match that's probably going to be a Crown Jewel.
Which is going to be a Crown Jewel thing. At least they were pushing it as such. So yeah, that was kind of weird. There is this though, sort of the latest news that I could find on the Crown Jewel situation, which does seem to be a situation at this point. Barn Burner, apparently it's a podcast, sports podcast out of Toronto, tweeted out this morning, breaking, hearing that WWE has made a decision to move Crown Jewel to the USA, possibly New York. Again, hearing has not been confirmed. I have no idea if Barn Burner is a reliable source, if they know somebody, if they don't know somebody, if they're just saying this to get some, I don't know. I they've got like 20,000 Twitter followers. I would assume that they have some, the podcast exists and they've got an account, and maybe it's the case.
But it's weird because it's the first time I've heard New York.
Yeah.
Or Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Because they have the shows in the UK on Monday and Tuesday of the week after Crown Jewel. So a lot of people were saying, oh, they're just going to move it to the UK.
Yeah.
Which kind of sort of makes sense. But like, this is the first time I've heard of any New York talk.
Well, I don't know if there's been any sort of actual, like, we inside sources are saying that this is where they're considering it. The UK thing was like, I think a lot of fan speculation, like, well, it could make sense. Crown Jewel is something that the Brits actually have over there because there's royalty and stuff. Yeah. And plus, like you said, they've got UK shows going on. So that would have made a lot of sense. I don't know. I don't know. Nobody seems to know anything. Barn Burner, maybe they know, maybe they don't know. I don't know.
I think the only difference and the reason why it might be New York, it's because they were already bringing a skeleton crew to Crown Jewel. So they had a lot of people that had that day off. Yeah. And if they move it to the UK, they would need more than a skeleton crew for
that
it.
Could be, yeah.
So New York is easier to just get unions or something to just do the show. And
they've got a lot of friends in New York. They've been doing that New York stuff for a while now.
So it's a little bit easier because it's like hometown or home territory or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So 95. I'm kind of curious about this. 95 Black Firebird here in chat says, I was there at the live event. It was great. During the event, they heavily promoted Evolution, but also Crown Jewel on the TV. So that was weird. So that's kind of interesting. They would promote one thing, the live crowd, more than the other thing. I am kind of curious. From what I understand, I know Becky Lynch, I think, tweeted out a picture of her standing tall at the end of, maybe it was like a dark match or something.
Oh, really?
So maybe for the live crowd, they got that. Let's see here. Okay, so so Becky Lynch retweeted a fan that put the champ close of the night again with Becky Lynch standing tall. So maybe she was in a dark match. I don't know.
Maybe.
So yeah. And then we have a question here. Emmanuel Astorga says, is it not too late to change the venue to an entirely new place? I don't think it's too late. I don't think they'd ever put the tickets on sale.
The tickets are not even on sale.
Right. They didn't. They pushed that back until they have, I think, what might be an actual venue.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's kind of interesting. So yeah, SmackDown was kind of weird. Let's get into the super chats, and then we'll get into the details of the show. All right. Burning Fortress. What was the guaranteed Pete on moment of the week? Larson, that's Larson's catchphrase. Guaranteed Pete on. Have you seen any of our Holiday Harry?
No.
Okay. I know we've been doing this for like 8 years.
Yeah,
we have a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. And the sad thing is, like, Machinima took down so many of our 10 for the win videos from back in the day.
I did see, like, I did watch like 20 of them. There's like a playlist.
Yeah. We kept a lot of the intros. One day we're just going to say screw it, because I know Machinima owns them technically, but I don't know, probably on like the Patreon channel, which nobody ever, like, it's sort of a hidden channel. We just put stuff on there for the patrons. We might do like a compilation thing or something. Joe Juarez, too sweet to my hates champion. This made my day. So you at least made the day
of one person.
So that's good.
That's it.
And you made my day because I don't have to do this show solo.
Which would have been horrible because the show was not good to begin with.
Yeah, no, it would have been when it's just me or it's just Larson. It's terrible. Alto says me versus Mayhem for the H title. I don't know if Alto is a legitimate. I don't know if he's trained. I don't know. The Crow had my first match last week after a year and a half of training, and I must say I'm proud of myself. How much training in terms of time did you put in before your first match in front of a live crowd?
About 8 months.
Okay. All right.
But it was shit fest.
Crap match?
It was horrible.
Terrible,
It was bad.
Were you in there with the seasoned veteran to lead the way? It was you and another green guy?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Bad.
Oh, that's good. Is there tape of it anywhere?
No, thank God. I had it, but granted, this was 2004, and back then we didn't have like our phones didn't have cameras on it, and I had like this tiny little 3 megapixels camera that would shoot video, but it was like 40 seconds of it, and that's it because the memory card was so small.
Yeah.
So I have like clips of it, and
I
had it. I thankfully disappeared somewhere somehow. That was great. I tried to do a Texas cloverleaf, but I was so skinny that I fell over. It was bad.
That's awesome.
It was horrible.
Jimmy Thomas wants to know here, if they move it out of Saudi Arabia, will women then be on the show? No. That's a good question because there hasn't been any build. Because there's obviously there weren't going to be any in the first place. It'd be weird, wouldn't it?
I don't think
one match. Just put a match on. I mean, one match.
It would be something like hey,
do Liv Morgan versus Brie Bella.
It's probably gonna be like Ronda, Charlotte, and Kairi Sane against Shayna Baszler.
What are you in universe mode? What are you talking about?
Just grab all the champions and put them together and just have a 6-man tag, and then that's it.
This isn't Survivor Series. Are you crazy?
This is a match that would have 6 days to get build up.
They're not going to put they're not going to put Ronda in a match that she hasn't had a month to practice. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2. I don't know. I think there's enough feuds going on. You can do something. You can do like do an Evolution rematch. You know, something happens there. Give them the rematch at Crown Jewel.
But
that's a good question. Oh, I don't know. What does it matter?
Nikki Bella and Ronda.
Well, here's the thing. They're going to know soon if they're going to change this venue. Yeah. They're going to know soon.
Should be today, tomorrow.
So whatever happens at Evolution between Becky and Charlotte, you can schedule the rematch for Crown Jewel.
I think this is going to be the blow off. I think this is the last match.
Really? Oh, I don't know, man. I think they've got a lot of stuff.
I think they're done with Charlotte for the foreseeable future.
Oh, look, there's Ulysses. Hey, Ulysses. You ever meet Ulysses before?
No.
Our undead commissioner?
No.
Well, you should have at least in the digital realm.
I mean, yeah.
Was he on the same brand? Yeah, he was on both brands.
Yeah.
So at some point.
Yeah, and
I don't know if you fought him or not. Let's see here. One more super chat. Oh, wait, no, a couple more here. Bartholomew, time for chit chat with the champ. What's up, champ?
What's up? Don't read Waymakers.
And then Waymaker, your biggest fan.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to.
He will never admit it, but he's got pictures of him on Facebook wearing your shirts. He totally does. He says fake Larson, same as fake Diesel, load of bullocks. But I've seen the proof. He's got several. I actually had a compliment on one of your shirts, but it had nothing to do with you. It was I was at Target, and me and Lacey and Bama were there, and this girl walks by and she says, "Hey, I like your shirt. I'm Puerto Rican." And I just said, cool. Because I'm only going to explain. Oh, yeah, let me stop you now. Because we were walking by.
Stop right there.
By the way, my friend,
let me explain
he's a wrestler. I do a podcast. And my wife is standing there at the same time.
And Bama looking at you.
And Bama's like, Dad, why are you talking to this lady?
Where's my sticker?
I don't know. Anyways, let's get into SmackDown. It opened up with a New Day promo.
New Day?
They were talking crap about the Big Show, calling him, going back to what a lot of people say about the Big Show. He's a flip-flopper. Mm-hmm. This is, of course, in response to Big Show helping Thebar, maybe kind of officially this week joining Thebar. So they call him out, say they want a piece of him. So then we get the Bar with Big Show versus the New Day. This match did not even last a minute because, maybe like a minute and a half. Kofi was going to start off against Cesaro. Mm-hmm. Cesaro then says, nope, Big Show, you're in. So it's not going to last very long. Less than a minute in, Kofi eats a chokeslam, and then another, and then a third, and he's about to load up for a fourth, and New Day bum rush the ring. Thebar gets in there, big scrum, match is thrown out, DQ, Big Show chokeslams everybody. The Bar stand tall. So, it's funny. Corey Graves, I know he's most of the time he's sort of the heel on commentary, but he brings up a very good point. The New Day have been doing this for years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it kind of makes total sense that they get,
the problem now, that numbers are even. That was a big problem.
Yeah.
They've been having the advantage for 6 years now.
Yeah.
crazy. But this is what annoyed me a lot about the show last night. Matches weren't matches. Like there was a lot of matches that were like super short, and the ones that were relatively long had very predictable finishes.
Yeah,
which is like, to me, was super annoying.
You know what this kind of reminded me of, and I'm not opposed to this. Like, I was still fine with it, although I understood that it wasn't a great show. It reminded me of like sort of when NXT has an episode that just sort of is meant to drive a bunch of stuff. They'll do that. They'll have at least one local enhancement talent squash match. They'll have another match that ends in like a scrum or something. But then there'll be like one, because it's only an hour long, they'd have like one really good match, because NXT always has one really good match. This actually had one really good, one really decent match. The Miz versus Rey Mysterio, because Rey's back, and who doesn't want to see that? Yeah. And then and it also had Hardy versus Orton, which we saw it, but
that match was on autopilot. We'll get to it later.
All right.
Good Lord.
I don't know, man. Swanton attempt off the apron. Ooh, he landed with a thud. You can't take Jeff Hardy for granted. All right, we'll get there. All right, Larson. After that, we had, of course, obviously, it's still big news, the Roman Reigns cancer announcement thing. They did an extended recap on that. After that, we had AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan versus the Usos. Of course, this is a rematch from last week when, the Usos, for a finely tuned Us machine, were able to take advantage of AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan not being on the same page. They have a match probably at Crown Jewel, assuming that still goes on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's already set up.
That's happening. I know. But if Daniel Bryan's going to go to Saudi Arabia, we don't know. And so once again, they tried to stay on the same page, but this time, a couple minutes into the match, AJ Styles almost accidental. So AJ Styles gets a calf crusher on Jey Uso. It's broken up by Jimmy. AJ almost gets a phenomenal forearm on I think Jamie. I don't know who it is.
Jamie, that's a new one. That's a third Uso.
I don't take the notes. I don't take the notes. I take so much for granted that Larson knows one from the other, and so when he's reading his notes, I just go along.
You're like, sure,
could be completely off.
But Jamie, that's a new one. That's a third Uso.
AJ, exactly, Jamie. AJ almost hits phenomenal forearm on Us. But he ducks. It almost hits Daniel Bryan. Yeah. And so they're like, whoa, hold on. We're good. And then one of the Usos comes in, tries to clothesline AJ. AJ ducks. Daniel Bryan grabs him. Pele kick. Us gets out of the way. Daniel Bryan eats Pele kick. AJ gets laid out by Jay. Jimmy hits a splash. And as he's in midair, he does the Roman arm cock thing and hits the splash for the win. It was very sweet. Obviously, they're family and they go back a long way. So it was really nice to see that.
Yeah, on my notes for this match, I have it as a very good match, but super predictable.
Yeah, I know. When you know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But they got to build that tension for that match that might actually happen.
Yeah, but do something else.
Yeah.
Be different.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing you did last week. And then the post-match interview was so cringe. Okay.
Oh, you didn't like the Pinocchio thing?
No.
Why not? It was great.
These are two grown men using child's.
Yeah, but Daniel Bryan is so childlike. It's great.
It's stupid.
And AJ Styles is such a dad that he was didn't even understand it at first.
Exactly. He's a super dad and he doesn't know who Pinocchio is.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. And
I don't know if I'm going to teach Alabama. I don't know if I'm going to tell her the Pinocchio story.
Just tell her all the Disney stories, but the original ones.
Those are dark, man.
I know. That's a great thing.
Shorty watches like her and Lacey will go to bed. Lacey will turn on her show, which usually these days is Vikings. Okay. Which I don't know if you've seen Vikings before.
I haven't seen the last season and a half.
Yeah, there's a lot of beheadings and it's pretty brutal stuff. Yeah. But Bama's just usually watching her phone. She's in school most of the day, so we're cool her watching the phone at night. In case anybody wants to think that I'm a bad parent. And so, but then so she can watch, she's seen grim stuff, but then you'll put on Wizard of Oz and she cannot watch it. She's freaked out by the Wicked Witch of the West. That green face paint. Oh, it's terrible. She's terrified of it.
That's interesting.
So that's where I am on that.
But my whole narrative on this whole show, and it started actually with Raw as well, because I haven't seen the shows for the longest time. So this week I've actually watched the shows. Who's writing this stuff?
The age-old question. There's like 28 people writing that stuff, man.
But besides
a lot of writers.
It's so bad.
Some of it's really bad. Yeah, some of it's really bad.
All the promos, like the New Day promo, which I know it's mostly them, they were saying things like they were mad, but they didn't look mad.
Yeah.
They look like they're all happy.
It's almost impossible for them, for the New Day. I've actually kind of noticed this with them. That's the one thing that we haven't seen since a year ago at Hell in a Cell with them and the Usos. The Usos really brought out their intensity. They haven't really had that.
Just give the stick to Big E, because Big E can actually cut a promo that looks like, I am mad, I want to kick your ass. Like, it was then that Pinocchio thing.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Really?
It was horrible.
Have you ever seen a Riot Squad promo? That's bad.
That was horrible too.
That's bad. See, I'm okay with this because
the Krangle thing on Monday.
That was bad.
Horrible.
Yeah. They get too writerly. Yeah.
Charlotte stuff today. I mean, yesterday. Horrible as well. Both the PC part of it and the
PC part was great. I'm not saying it was actually great. I'm saying it was hilarious.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, man. That's okay. That's I know you don't watch the show. That's sort of the point of going around. When something's bad, you make fun of it.
Okay. I don't know.
You appreciate it for how bad it is.
And then, okay. It's just the writing.
I like that my Rockstar matches your shirt.
Look at that.
It's good thematic.
And
yours
mine.
matches mine. Very good. See? Look at that. Perfect yin and yang. So yeah, Dasha was at, so that you guys get some context if you didn't watch the show. Dasha is interviewing AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan after their mishap. And she's like, so, I know last week was an accident. Was this week an accident as well? And AJ's like, of course it was an accident.
Of course. This is going to be phenomenal.
Of course it is. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And Daniel Bryan says, oh, yeah, I have all the respect in the world for AJ Styles, so I don't think that – I know that it was an accident. He would never lie. And then he starts like growing. He's like, did you get hit in the nose? Is your nose growing? No, here's the thing that's okay about it. The writing on paper is atrocious. It's really bad. Daniel Bryan seems like he's so happy to be back. He actually pulls it off.
Oh no, that was the one good thing about it, was that Daniel Bryan was doing the most.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think in his face, it's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when he was...
You want me to call him Pinocchio? Okay.
When he was... You're right. You're exactly right. When he was general manager, he used to phone in some of those promos, and he did not want to be there. Now that he's wrestling, he can be given the worst piece of crap writing, and he loves it. Okay. He loves it because he's out there getting beat up.
Yep.
He loves it.
Yeah. That was a one, but...
So he does this, and then he says, is this how you do it? The too sweet? Like mocking AJ's too sweet. And he says, come on, too sweet me, brother. And AJ's like, fine, man. No, whatever. And he walks off. And then AJ and Daniel's holding up the too sweet.
Yep.
So, the thing that I like about it is that after sort of the silly, which I loved, the silliness of the Samoa Joe stuff, where he goes to his family's house.
Wendy.
This is more of an old school way to build a babyface thing. It's like, it's just two guys who, for whatever reason, they put them together in tag matches, and then they just can't coexist. And that's as good as way as that. And they just get chippy at it. They get chippy at each other.
They're two of the greatest wrestlers in the world. Just have them, their whole rivalry or program or storyline, or however you want to put it, should be them being the greatest. Put Daniel Bryan against Cesaro. Have them have a cracking match. Have AJ be on commentary. Just Daniel wins. He goes, this is what I can do. Put AJ against Sheamus. Excuse me. Sheamus. Have a cracking match. put AJ against, just let them
Have them trying
wrestle.
to outdo each other.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I like
the
that.
whole, I hit you, ooh, was it an accident? Then you hit me. It's like what's going to be next week? Then next week, they're going to go at it with each other. You're just going to punch each other.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Yeah.
When you could have had.
How do you think that match is going to go down at Crown Jewel?
I mean.
Think it's going to be clean?
I think it's just going to be Miz, because I see Miz, Bryan, AJ at
Survivor Series, maybe. Yeah, that could be. That'd be cool. That'd be fun. Although Miz seems to be in a different stratosphere right now. He's with Rey right now. I don't know. That's going to
yeah,
be
but that's a Crown Jewel thing.
Yeah.
That's not going,
Let's see here. Next up, we had... so they had posted this on WWE's website and their YouTube, I believe.
Yep.
Where Charlotte's at the Performance Center, place that I know very well because I was there for about 5 hours a couple months ago, or last month. And so I recognized all of it. Bits. My friends were there. The women's division of NXT. Yeah. This is what I loved about it is that Charlotte's standing up there as like their guest lecturer or whatever, their guest like speaker.
Yeah. But
you've got like Shayna Baszler's right there, and then like the other like Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir are there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, weren't they supposed to be feuding? Why didn't they just like in character? Why didn't they just walk the hell out? Like this didn't make any sense.
Io was there. Io Shirai was there.
Yeah.
I was like, Io should be giving Charlotte.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like just Charlotte, just go with the rest of the group. Let Io do her thing.
Shayna has a match at Evolution.
Who knows?
I didn't notice. Wait, who knows?
Because they
I didn't know,
put it on the graphics, but that was it.
I didn't notice. Kairi Sane at the Performance Center in that bit. Maybe she was there.
She probably was there. I didn't. I saw Lacey Lane.
Well, yeah, everybody else like Deonna Purrazzo was there. Rhea Ripley was there.
Rhea was
the Horsewoman.
I loved Rhea's reaction the whole time.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Because she's laughing.
She's chuckling the whole time, yeah.
She's laughing at the whole thing.
Shayna's reaction was more along the line, honestly, like when she was... I don't know if they would have given them... Here's the thing. I'm not sure if Kevin Dunn or McMahon or whoever was producing the segment was giving direction to the NXT, to the higher level NXT talent there. Mm-hmm. But Shayna legitimately looked like... I do not even want to be here right now. Like, I am bigger than this.
Yeah.
Why is she talking to me?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like an in-character thing. It just seemed like she was shoot like that.
Looking at it like,
yeah.
Really? You?
Yeah.
Which, and this is, when I was talking with some of the guys, because I've already seen the video, I was like, how great would it have been for the whole scuffle to happen, right? And then they're doing the pull apart. And then all of a sudden, you see Shayna just deck Charlotte.
Yeah.
Boom. Out of nowhere.
Here's
and then
the
just like, wait. Oh, and then you kind of, wait, the 4 horsewomen. Okay, and you just leave it there, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
But just because that would be in character
with it would be consistent.
Shayna's thing.
Here's the thing. Dude, you don't even need that. What's one thing that NXT is really good at on the show? Do you watch NXT?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing they're really good at is background storytelling. Mm-hmm. So like something will be happening in the Performance Center, and then something will be happening over here that like they obviously stage, but it's like, oh, I can pick up a little piece of story over here. You don't even need her to punch anybody. If there's one cutaway shot of the 3 horsewomen standing there together, just not dealing with it, they're all in unit. They're all, united, watching the other horsewomen fall apart. One shot. You don't need anybody to punch anybody. You don't even need to say anybody. Just let's see them. And that adds so much there. Yeah. That adds some continuity. It goes back to the thing that me and Larson were talking about where I think, and it's obviously it's a big joke because I don't think they plan any of this stuff, but like the NXT that they talk about on the main roster shows is in a different universe than the NXT that we see on TV. It's a stupid theory, but I don't know. Like I would want some consistency. Like we saw them sort of, John at each other at the first Mae Young Classic where they were, they did pictures of it and they were on video and stuff. And so we've seen that, and now we're supposed to believe that Charlotte's up there like lecturing. I want to fight every single one of you. You're so great. Yeah. Which, by the way, her little speech didn't do anything to make anybody cheer her. Like this whole Charlotte thing is just not making. It's like she's just like she's the teacher's pet basically, but with no teacher.
Yep.
So she's giving the speech to everybody there at the Performance Center. Becky Lynch comes in and says, "Why don't you have the actual champ come in and give you guys a lesson?" They jaw back and forth. They start fighting each other. The rest of the women in the NXT division try to pull them apart. Charlotte starts yelling something like, "Who are you anymore? Who are you anymore?" After that, it goes to a Charlotte promo where she's talking about the incident, and like you said, it's not good.
Cringy.
It is very cringy.
It was bad. Her delivery. And here's the thing. They're good. It's there's certain people. No one comes to mind right now, off the top of my head. But there's certain people who are just bad actors, right? And it doesn't matter what you give them. They're just bad.
Yeah.
But we've seen Charlotte do some pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just not work. The last 4 promos I've seen that it's just someone staring at a camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's just horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
And and another thing that I caught from that whole Performance Center thing, it was so badly staged.
You think so?
I've run seminars.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how you run a seminar.
Yeah.
If you're
Did she need like a whiteboard?
No. Like, here's the thing. Normally, if you're trying to make it look like Becky came into this thing, out of nowhere, blah, blah, blah. She's running a seminar and blah.
Have her come down from the rafters on a wire?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely not staged.
Sorry,
no, but
go ahead.
have Charlotte be in athletic gear, because when you run a seminar, you're working in the ring.
Yeah.
Have her be relatable, not this girl in high heels.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
And then they're standing out there. No one is sitting down. Like, if we just ran a seminar, we're all tired. Why are we standing here?
Yeah.
So she's giving this stupid ass speech, and then she's like, then there's like a Q&A session.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Jessie, who's great.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah.
I don't remember what question.
She said, what are the differences between performing in NXT and then Raw and SmackDown?
Which I actually like the fact that she said, here you get a chance to practice all the time. And when you're in the main roster, you don't have that.
Yeah, I know.
I was like,
yeah.
And then,
because that's literally the answer. Because I actually asked that question to Shinsuke. That's the answer he gave. Yeah.
And then you get lazy.
Yeah.
On this weird voice, because that's not her real voice. How does it feel to be on the very first Last Woman Standing match on WWE?
Like, who asked that one?
Lacey Lane.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm like, if you're at a seminar, no one is going to ask that question. Like, at least the Jessie question is okay, it's a wrestling related question. And then Becky thankfully came out, and she actually sounded like a normal human being, not a robot. Yeah. And then they get in the scuffle. Oh, and then Charlotte calls Sarah coach, which is like super weird. And it's like they get in the scuffle, and then there's like nothing else happened. It just and then they get the pull apart, and then that was it. I was like,
yeah,
like I would have liked the whole Shayna punching because but like you said, maybe just have them all be brawling, and then all 3 of them back there doing nothing. Just looking at them, maybe laughing, or that.
Because here's the thing, like if she then you've got to do a thing where Shayna's involved somehow, like if she punches her. But if they're just there, like you at least set the stage for something down the line. Yeah,
but
and I like
was
that.
Just...
No, but the promo afterwards, it just didn't do anything. She's so I don't know. Whenever they try to write somebody who's on the right side of things, on the correct side of things, it always fails because they come off like a do-good.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that in wrestling.
And then she goes, after like what you just did at the Performance Center, like that was like the worst thing you've ever done. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
She's been beating you up for like the better part of 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, okay. All right.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, that left a little bit to be desired.
Yeah.
Next up we had, because especially like it's like a last woman standing match, and it's like that should be pretty intense. Yeah. Whatever the go home is.
Yeah.
Next up we had what seems to be the blow off to what was gonna be like a pretty big story. I thought Rusev versus Aiden English. Rusev comes down. Aiden English cuts promo on the way there, saying in the end, essentially, instead of being with Rusev, Lana should have sex with him.
Yeah.
And so this is a quick match. Like you said, this is a quick match.
We get like 50 seconds.
It was really short. Yeah, it was really short. So Rusev tries to chase Aiden English. Aiden English runs around the ring, sort of stops because Lana's there, eats a kick from Rusev. Rusev puts him in, Machka kick, puts him in the accolade, and then he taps out.
You forgot the shoe.
Oh yeah, she threw a shoe at him at Aiden English. Yeah, so
that was the piece of resistance.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I loved the fact that Wrestle Talk had the Austin Powers, the clip where
he throws a shoe. I didn't see that. Who throws a shoe?
Throws a shoe.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the end of that. I was hoping
it was horrible.
I mean, I don't know what more you can do with it.
Well,
I mean, I guess you could have a good match.
But that's out of the question because they got their comeuppance. Like Aiden got his comeuppance, so that's.
Could this have main evented a SmackDown Live
with more time?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I think it should have.
Yeah,
because I don't think that this is necessarily if they were still doing split brand pay-per-views, this could have been a low-level pay-per-view match. Mm-hmm. But this could have they could have given this like 15 minutes or 20 minutes to, because here's the thing. Aiden English is a good wrestler. Mm-hmm. He's a good wrestler. Mm-hmm. So they didn't really give this
story.
They're doing the thing where like instead of adding any drama or intrigue to it, it's just, he did something scuzzy. Rusev gets his win. Maybe they have plans for Rusev and just want to move on.
They were saying that they could give Aiden could find another person.
Oh, to sing about?
Yeah. And then that will be like that would be the way to extend the feud is Aiden finding other people to bring in, and someone said Nakamura. Mm-hmm. And then have Nakamura with Aiden, and then Rusev kind of have that US title contention type deal, and have Nakamura do actually something.
Here's the thing about Aiden. He needs to stop being a sidekick. He's got, dude, listen, here's the thing. You mentioned earlier, there are certain people who just can't act.
Yeah.
You give them dialogue and they can't. Aiden is not that guy.
No.
Aiden can act. He's got a unique look to him, a villainous look to him.
But he looks like a sidekick.
Because you know him as a sidekick.
I think
and a low-level tag guy.
I think the way for him to get out of that sidekick look would have to be him turning into like an old-timey villain.
We saw how that worked before. See, here's the thing. I'm all for that. I'm for that.
I'm just saying.
Well, this is old timey.
I know.
That's old timey.
I know, but I'm just saying more on the sense of like dastardly, villain type deal, and just kind of become a little bit cartoonish.
Again, that was literally the Vaudevillains. You are simply talking about the Vaudevillains now. Look, I was the one who was advocating for Aiden English to take Lana tired of railroad tracks. That was me. Okay,
that would have been great. That would have been great.
I don't know, man. I see him. Okay, what about this? I'm throwing this out there.
Okay.
What if he is an old grizzly version of Switchblade Jay White? I think he could pull that off.
With no hair?
With no hair, yeah. He's got to shave that.
He would need.
It's coming in here, and it's not coming on up here.
Yeah.
Something like that, because he could.
Or you know what he could do? He could go to forhims.com
Is it going in Raw or GIR?
I don't know.
I forget what the promo code is. That's good. Yeah, forhims.com.
Forhims.com. That's and then he can get that head of hair back.
I think it's already too late. I think the point of it is you gotta like as soon as it starts happening,
get fixed. Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Get into it. Yeah,
we'll check on it.
Yeah,
yeah, I think it could work. Like an old timey fighter.
You need to get the old timey thing out of
here. He looks like an old timey guy. Like get more beard going on. Yeah. Shave his head and then just be like a fighter.
What about this?
What?
Guy who's going crazy due to lack of sleep. An insomniac. Like give him like really big bags under his eyes. And then like he grows his beard out.
So what are we doing afterwards?
And then like, I don't know, he just takes a nap.
that baby, I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah. Because have you ever seen what is it called? It's an old German expressionist film. What is this? Is this
Somnambulist? No, that's the actual name of it.
Oh, here we go.
One?
Yeah.
The Somnambulist.
See, right here. Oh man, that's great. What was that name called? What was that movie called?
Just put Somnambulist movie.
Larson would know.
Of course.
Movie German.
You didn't finish Somnambulist.
Yeah, but I don't think it's called that. Somnambulist. Let's see here. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. We had to watch this back in film school. Hold on a second. If you guys Google the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, that could be, look.
That could be Aiden English.
This should be Aiden English right here. Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember that film now. That he's like.
So he's got too much. He's got too much hair, but that should be him right there. Tall, skinny, really pale.
But what's the payoff though?
I don't know, man.
Okay. All right. We don't know. We just
so out of my ass, dude. It's so out of my ass. Esteban here knew it. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Book Aiden as Van Dyne of Thirst.
Oh man.
All right. Next.
Yeah. So after that was Miz TV. You know what my favorite adjective is to describe something that's crappy? Dusty. Is dusty.
Okay.
Ray used that. He says, I didn't come back to be on some dusty ass TV show or talk show.
Yep.
I was cracking up.
Yep.
I don't know why. I'm such a big fan of Ray now, and I never have been before. He looks great. He's like older now, but he still can move really good.
It looks like he doesn't give a flying.
It kind of does, yeah.
Like,
it kind of
does.
does.
To make a whole bunch of money.
Yeah. They're paying me a bunch of money. They let me do like less shows. This was great though. So Ray's on Miz TV. Miz clowns Ray, but for very, very superficial reasons. He just calls him small.
Yeah.
Kind of an easy thing to go to, but it's Miz, so who cares?
They promote Crown Jewel.
Right, exactly.
As much as they can without getting booed.
Yeah, Ray says, I thought I was going to be on Truth TV, not some dusty talk show. Dusty is a great term. So, and then the crowd started chanting for Truth TV, including me. I want to see Truth TV return. And then so Miz ends up, long story short, Miz ends up sucker punching Ray. Ray teases a 619, but Miz gets away. But then they book that match after the commercial break. And it was a fun match. It was maybe like a 10-minute long match, maybe a little longer.
It was good.
Let's see here. A couple highlights. Ray misses 619. Miz turns that into a DDT. Eventually, Ray hits the 619. What was that finish? Was that a headbutt?
No, it's a splash.
That's a splash.
Yeah,
okay.
It's drop the dime.
Because it's what?
Drop the dime.
Drop the dime. Okay, I thought I heard something like that. And that's where you just get on the top rope and you just fall on a guy.
Yeah, because it's...
Did he do that back in the day? Did he do that back in the day?
He used to do a launching splash.
I remember that. Okay, I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
I think Miz was too close.
Oh,
so he just kind of fell into
improvisation. Muy bueno. So yeah, Ray gets the clean win on the Miz. So yeah, I thought that was cool. It's good.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh man, I get to see a Rey Mysterio match in WWE again. That's cool.
Yep.
He looks great, man. Especially like all the color themes he has with his gear. It was like black and like fluorescent green and red. It looked great. But you're right. His body language totally like, I have nothing to prove.
He was sitting down. Like
yeah. Like, no F's Ray is great.
It was like,
yeah. I didn't know I'd be in some dusty-ass talk show. Yep. That seemed like a shoot.
Yep. I came here to fight, not to be in some dusty-ass
that was good.
talk show.
So after that, they actually, excuse me, promoted Evolution. There was supposed to be some sort of tag match between...
Evolution is this Sunday?
Apparently.
Oh, didn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known. So there's supposed to be a tag match between Asuka and Naomi. I'm sorry, Asuka and Naomi versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
No.
But then the Iconics come out. Carmella comes. Everybody comes out on SmackDown side. It's going to be in that Battle Royal. And sort of it turns into an unofficial mini Battle Royal.
It's horrible.
Whereas Zelina Vega, oddly enough, stood tall with the exception of Asuka, who then tosses her out. And so Asuka sort of stands tall, almost guaranteeing that Asuka's not going to win the Battle Royal come Sunday.
It was really bad.
I love Battle Royals, though, man. But yeah, there was nothing going on here.
Here's the thing. They had so much potential with this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I'm saddened by the fact that they could have done so much and they did zero. They put a lot of their stock on Nikki versus Ronda.
They put all their stock on Nikki versus Ronda. That's exactly correct. All of that, and then with a little they threw in a little bit of the Lita Trish Alexa Bliss Mickey thing.
And then Alexa got hurt.
So is she out?
Allegedly, she got concussed on Saturday.
Oh my God.
On a Ronda Rousey spot.
Ooh, ouch.
So allegedly she's out and is going to be Alicia Fox.
Oh.
Yeah, which is...
Well, good for her. It's good. She deserves a spot.
Does she?
Alicia Fox. She's been around forever. Absolutely.
So because she's been around forever, she deserves a spot?
Yes.
Okay.
Because she's a good worker. That's why. Because she's been around for a long time. Absolutely.
Okay.
When you're old, you'll understand. So anyways, yes, I deserve to still be around. I'm still relevant.
You sounded so hurt.
Well,
but
once you hit 40, man, you start to question what you're doing.
Here's the thing. Like seriously, like the Iconics, they're doing absolutely nothing.
No,
nothing. Asuka has been botched so bad after WrestleMania. So bad. She means zero right now.
Yeah.
She means absolutely nothing. In here, again, I did watch the Wrestle Talk guys, and they could have had on Raw Shayna Baszler against someone else because a lot of the people that watch main shows don't know who Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane are. Have Shayna Baszler on Raw on an exhibition match.
Yeah.
Promote the fact that they having a match on Evolution. Then on SmackDown, have Kairi Sane come out.
Yeah.
Then have a match maybe with Asuka.
Yeah.
Boom. And then you have all this scuffle of the whole thing, but something a little bit of more substance rather than they come out for a match. And then Naomi was supposed to have the mixed match challenge match. It was going to be Miz and Asuka against Uso and Naomi.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to wrestle in 45 minutes, but they're about to tag right now, which is dumb. And then for some reason the Iconics come out, and then Lana comes out, and then Carmella comes out, and it's like, wait, what?
It was the booking, or it was sort of the build of Evolution in a nutshell. It was, let's just throw them all out there, and then who cares? Because you're right, they totally could. Let me ask you this: what do you think? Shayna versus Kairi Sane should be match of the night. It should be, because they're in NXT, and in NXT they have all the time in the world to prepare.
It's gonna be Charlotte, Becky. They've been in Orlando this whole week.
Oh, that's not a bad point. That's a good point. Yeah, because I know that because they were at the Performance Center,
and they weren't there last night.
Yeah,
I mean, well, actually, they were.
Yeah, they were there last night,
but they could have been practicing in Orlando this whole time.
Yeah, you could be right about that. After all that, Shane comes out And he pushes the Best in the World Cup. He says best in the world so many times that he gets the CM Punk chance. You're begging for it at that point.
Oh, yeah.
When you start saying best of the world, one superstar will be able to claim their best in the world.
Yeah.
And he even gave it some of CM Punk's cadence. One superstar gets to claim their best in the world.
Yeah.
The crowd's like, okay, fine.
Okay, we'll chant it. You want it.
If you really want us to chant that bad, we'll chant CM Punk. So they
then
did.
He had a really good zing.
I kind of think that he did that just for the zing.
Probably. He's like, I don't believe he's in the tournament.
I don't think he's in that tournament, actually. Talking about no Fs. That's Shane O'Mac last night. So he puts over Evolution. He puts over Crown Jewel, mainly Crown Jewel.
Evolution? What's that?
He pushed it a little bit. He pushed it a little bit.
Do you mean the group? Like the faction?
I don't believe they're booked in that tournament.
Okay. So you mean the pay-per-view?
The pay-per-view.
Oh, there's a pay-per-view this Sunday.
There's a pay-per-view this Sunday.
Okay.
I haven't told my wife yet. Next up, we had our main event: Jeff Hardy versus Randall Orton, as Larson likes to call him. And it was a fun match. Again, it was the kind of thing. I don't know. You could have put this in the Rusev Aiden spot, and then put the Aiden Rusev thing here,
or
like a proper Becky Charlotte.
You take this out. Mm-hmm. And you have a Kairi Sane versus Asuka match. Because this is your go-home show for an all-female.
This isn't Steven Larson booked.
I'm just
Smackdown.
saying. I'm
trying to be in the realm of realism here.
Okay.
They're not going to do cool stuff.
Do something that promotes the fact that you have an all-women's pay-per-view on Sunday.
Becky Charlotte contract signing.
Ew, no.
Yeah. You don't like a good contract signing?
They just had that on Monday.
Yeah. Why not do it now, too?
No.
Yes.
Be different. Be different.
Arm wrestling match between Becky and Charlotte.
No, because that would be a blow-off.
That's a blow-off.
Screw that last man standing, or last woman, excuse me. First ever last woman.
How about a couples counseling session with that doctor guy that they had for Kane and Daniel Bryan, and then again for Sasha and Bailey. Everybody loved that.
With
therapy session.
With Charlotte and Becky.
Yes. Do that.
That's
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a terrible idea.
You should send that to someone.
I should. I know. I need to start writing for these people. My goodness gracious. My great ideas are going to waste.
I have Lauren Eddie's email if you want it.
Dear John Laurinaitis, I do a really good impression of you.
I have a lot of good ideas.
John Laurinaitis and Super Dave Osborne, separated at birth, right? They talk exactly the same. They kind of look the same, too. People power. Why'd they get the dude who can't talk to be a general manager? People power.
Because he was the
Why isn't he always look like he was 50 years old, even when he was a
20?
dude with attitude, wherever he was?
Yeah, dudes with attitude.
Was that them? Wait, what did HBK and Diesel call themselves? I thought they were the dudes with attitudes.
No, we don't know.
Now I want to know. Who's it? Shane Douglas and Laurinaitis?
Yeah.
And Nitis. Oh, nice. Shoot interviews. Come on. Why is it not just showing up here? Oh, that's so annoying.
Just write dudes with attitude.
All right. Dudes with
there you go.
Attitude.
Well,
that's just a game. That's just a wrestling. Dudes with attitude.
The dudes with attitude. Members El Gigante.
What the hell? There was a WCW stable.
Orndorff, Rick Steiner. This is just weird.
That's terrible. Dynamic dudes. Thank you. I knew somebody in chat would have it. Dynamic dudes.
Prince of Bel-Air. Dynamic dudes.
There you go.
All right. What's next? What do we have?
Oh,
no, that's it. The Randall Orton.
Randy Orton won with he won with the RKO. It was
it felt on autopilot. It felt on autopilot. Again, they could have done so many different things, and
you gotta tease it. You gotta tease it. You gotta tease it for Crown. If they're trying to build Crown Jewel, you gotta tease it.
But why?
We gotta swan. Come on, man. We got a Jeff Hardy swanton off the apron onto the floor.
You have a pay-per-view on Sunday.
He hit Twist of Fate. That's Evolution. Nobody's watching it. Not for these guys. Twist of Fate. He hits Whisper in the Wind. Twist of Fate goes up for a swanton. Orton rolls out. Hardy tries for a swanton off the apron, misses. Orton moves. They get back in the ring. Hardy goes for another twist of fate, and it gets reversed into an RKO.
The most lethal 3 letters in the alphabet.
That's
RKO.
what they say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say.
Yep.
Anyways, let's answer some questions.
Before we get to that, you know
Okay.
what this Evolution pay-per-view reminds me of?
Tell me.
The Ghostbuster remake. There was so much hype at the fact that it was an all-women thing, and then people completely forgot about the fact that they had to make a movie.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait. We have 2 months before we have to release this.
Yeah.
Let's just throw this pile of garbage out there.
I don't know.
This is how this feels.
The thing about that movie, granted, I haven't seen it. I just saw the trailers, but like the trailers kind of confirm what I thought. The studios played it too safe with that. I don't think that they just threw out a piece of garbage because it had a great cast, and the director is the same dude who did Bridesmaids, which is actually a pretty funny movie.
Yeah, but the movie sucked.
Well, yeah, because it was, they just played it too safe. That doesn't mean that they just threw garbage out there.
The same thing that they're doing with Evolution.
With Evolution, they're not playing it safe. They're just not planning for it. They're just not doing anything.
They're like, you know what? I'm just going to stay home.
Pretty much. I think I do kind of wonder. Maybe this is a stretch. Maybe it's a reach. I don't know. Is management in WWE so consumed by this controversy around Crown Jewel that has affected the build? They just figured, look, we have Ronda versus Nikki. That's the big high-profile match. Who cares about the rest of it? We got to figure out this Crown Jewel stuff. That could be the case.
Probably
because this Crown Jewel stuff has got to be a big freaking pall on them right now. Anyways. Big Money says Charlotte and Becky were not in Orlando over the weekend. They wrestled the house show loop. But, so yeah, who knows? I don't know, if they let Shayna and Kairi Sane do what they can do in NXT, that might be freaking match of the night. But it could be Charlotte and Becky too. I'm sure they want to tear the house down.
And they have more leeway to do, to do things.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's get some super chats here. N. Combs asked, are you guys doing a charity stream for Crown Jewel? He says, I'll watch it for that reason only. And he says, love the sweater, champ. I think I can pretty much confirm. I don't want to say too much with Larson not here because honestly, we have not locked it down. I do not believe we're going to be watching the show if it airs in Saudi Arabia. It sounds like it's not airing in Saudi Arabia. It sounds like that's going to be the case. So chances are we will probably do a stream. I'm pretty sure we're still going to be doing a charity thing with it. If it still runs in Saudi Arabia, we're probably going to do a gameplay thing at the same time to raise some money for charity as well. We're not sure which charity we're going to do. But we're going to do something that morning. Chris Valitz. Given the Crown Jewel controversy, were there any incidents in WWE history that you would have boycotted covering with Going in Raw? Boy, that's a good question.
I don't think there's ever been anything.
Not a whole lot of precedent for this.
Like this big?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think you're right about that. This is a very unique situation. So I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Yeah, I honestly can't think of anything. I think this is, yeah. Wayne Maker says, meant as a compliment, believe that mayhem is a hipster Carlton Banks. Fact. So again, compliment. He loves Adam Mayhem. Blade Sinclair, 7-second dance break. Not going to do that.
Not today.
But I do miss Truth TV. Blade. Josh Little. What's more iconic, Undertaker's theme or Stone Cold's theme? Adam Mayhem is not my hates champ. He's just a rascal rabbit sweater. Too sweet.
Okay.
What's more iconic, Undertaker's theme or Stone Cold's theme?
I think Undertaker's.
When you say iconic, you kind of mean like...
What garners a bigger pop? Austin's. What's more iconic? Undertaker's.
Probably.
Undertaker has been used at more things outside of wrestling.
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of viral videos of weddings where these idiots come down to freaking Stone Cold's theme.
They still use Austin's theme in Korean variety shows that I watched today, and it's like, so.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
equal.
It's pretty close. Might be a wash. I feel what you're saying with Undertaker. I want to say Undertaker, but man, they use Stone Cold's theme for a lot.
Yeah.
Bobby Mincy sending Roman a chill Roman shirt to the PC, as well as get wishes and a joke about still wrestling in our friendoverse. That's good. Jacinto Gonzalez, the 4 horsewomen should have pushed Charlotte into Becky. There you go.
I mean 3 because one of them wasn't there.
The 3, yeah. Josh Little, Kyrie should have attacked Shayna. Yeah. One fight breaks out and then another one.
That would have been
out.
great.
Yeah,
that would have been
good.
But Shayna attacked Kyrie.
Yeah,
because Shayna is the heel.
Yeah, Joe Juarez, Charlotte and Becky should just end with blood. Yeah, that'd be cool if they let them.
Won't happen.
Let them do blood. Name explained. Just joined the stream as Larson got new glasses. Yes. I'm sitting next to Larson. Let's go over to the Patreon for some questions. There we go. Load more comments. Here we go. Colt Cabana finds it expensive. It's just there at the bottom. What else can they do with Rusev versus Aiden English? More pornography. He just starts releasing sex tapes, but he brings in like hookers that he dresses up like Lana.
Yeah. And they have really, really bad accents. They have to have the really bad accents.
They fake
but like different bad accents.
A
like
couple
one is
accents,
like, like Russian, like
there you go.
English.
I don't know. I mean,
Australian.
If they would have kicked up the, I mean, you could have either gone the way they did, which is this is silly, let's get it over with, or they could have gone with let's kick up the intensity and show Aiden as a real threat, and they didn't go that way.
Yeah, I mean, they could have on that accolade have someone, whoever is going to take over, come in, beat up Rusev.
Yeah. Alex Foster, do you guys have any concerns about the changes that could happen when SmackDown Live goes to Fox? I really like the show as is. I think it's far enough away that I'm down for change. I'm fine with something different. That's more. If the rumors are true and Fox wants something that's more akin to a sports broadcast, that could possibly mean, I brought this up to Larson, maybe you heard, that could possibly mean something more like what we see with New Japan's presentation with press conferences instead of cheesy backstage segments, things that feel less written.
Match.
And I think that'd be good. I think it'd be fun. Let's see here. AO Worm, would you consider the Usos a pure tag team, as in them ever splitting up to go on singles run and just all around being a great team? I would doubt they would ever. That would be a terrible idea for them to split up.
I don't think they would.
I don't think they should do that at all. They should be happy to be like one of the all-time great tag teams. Ryan Rugani, after Rey beats Nakamura for the U.S. title, could we see Almas back on TV to feud with Rey, please? Do we know if Rey has fought La Sombra in the past?
I don't know.
During his time away from the WWE? That's
I
something I would love to see. I would absolutely
great.
love to see that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Almas is killing
Almas
it.
is awesome. So.
He's great. He's killing it right now. Let's see here. I was actually kind of thinking about this because he's probably friends with Kalisto and the Lucha House Party guys. JC Zephyr asks, with Rey Mysterio back, is a 205 Live guest appearance imminent to boast exposure for the show? Yeah. Why not? He's there. He's on SmackDown. Unless they want to like firmly keep him, hey, don't worry, he's not going to be a 205 Live guy because it would also kind of be confusing. It's like, why is he not on 205 Live? He's under the weight limit.
The problem is that they've made 205 Live such a separate universe.
Yeah. That
there's no crossover. Mm-hmm. It's if anyone from 205 Live is on the main roster, it's as a manager. Mm-hmm. And like there's no Cedric is on Raw, so you can have a regular match. Like it's not happening. So that's weird.
Wayne Maker wants to know who would be your dream indie opponent. If you had your choice of anybody, who would you want to face off with?
See, I have a very specific criteria for a dream match.
Sure.
Which is something that can never happen in real life.
You want to fight Mecha Santa?
No, it would be Virgil.
Oh, okay.
Because that would never happen.
Yeah.
That would be a dream match.
Yeah,
but
sure.
something that could happen, I don't know.
Yeah.
Osprey.
Yeah, right.
I think Osprey would be good. Marty. Anything that brings me a lot of money.
Sure.
I would do Walter for the 5K.
Yeah, okay. Who would you, but is there any, like, creatively speaking, you brought up Osprey a couple times, so I kind of feel
because I think that it would be great, and I know that he would push me into something that I don't do normally.
Yeah. So. That'd be cool. Steve Klain. My fiance are officially getting married by Jericho on his cruise this Saturday. Can we get well wishes from The Undertaker? Yeah, Jericho is gonna put your marriage down. Like it up, Michelle. Listen, Steve Klain.
That's the thing.
Listen, Steve Klain. Make sure your wife doesn't put her Lady Jim in where the tools are. Because then you can't reach your tools in case the sink starts leaking somewhere. And you need to make sure that, babe, put you down. Buy my shirt.
Buy my shirt.
I need some money.
Don't forget the plug.
Don't forget to plug my shirt. Here we go. Jeremy like a dog Holsworth. Hey, friendo, 6-month subscriber, and I've never, ever had a question answered.
Okay, next question.
Oh, no. What will Rey Mysterio's first actual feud be? Will his character be convincing, or will he be more of a novelty act like Jeff Hardy is sometimes used as? He says, P.S. I'm a Bay Area man living in Canada, so it's nice to listen to a couple of Sacramento good brothers. Who do you think Rey Mysterio? I like the idea of him versus Nakamura as a feud. Put that title on Rey and get him in with Almas. I think it's a great path.
I think it's going to go backwards, though.
Almas is going to do what now?
It's going to be
Almas Nakamura first?
No, Almas Rey first. Then that catapults him to the title.
U.S. title. Yeah, because you might need an actual feud before he goes to title shot. That's a good point.
Watch the microphone.
That's a good point out of Mayhem. Let's see here. Master of Memes, Blake Whitehouse. This week on SmackDown, there was no Samoa Joe, no Shinsuke Nakamura, no Shelton Benjamin, no Andrade Almas, no Ty Dillinger, no Good Brothers, and no Sanity hasn't been on TV in God knows how long. With more talent getting signed than getting released or retiring, is WWE soon going to have a case of eyes bigger than their stomach when it comes to signing all of his incredible talent, not have enough TV time? That's not soon. It's already happening. You just listed 5 amazing talents or 6 amazing talents that weren't even on TV this week. So, yes, it is going to be. But how do you think they're going to deal with that?
They just got that global localization.
Localization, yeah.
That's going to be their thing. They're just going to make different big brands. They're going to be the new age NWA. They're just going to have a whole lot, like a branch in Asia, one in South America, one in the UK.
Okay, but let me ask you something, though. Even if that's the case, there's so much top-level talent that should be on pay-per-views there's not enough room for everybody on those pay-per-views.
Yeah.
There's not enough room for everybody.
But let's say you have a branch, let's call it a branch, in the UK, and they're running by themselves. They're running their own specials. They're running everything. So, and then you get one champion who is going to be the traveling champion, the WWE or the Universal champion, whatever. And you got him on every show. They're the ones that are going to be traveling.
You think they're going to go that far? Like that's literally the NWA way of doing things.
I think that's.
Who decides who's going to be on, or obviously Vince, but what would decide then who's going to be on Raw and SmackDown?
I think literally luck of the draw, type deal. Like, okay, so because let's say if you have
of the draw.
Yeah, like if you have a Latin, let's say at a Latin America branch,
sure,
Rey's gonna be there. Almas is going to be there.
But
you know what I mean?
If Ray's coming back, they're paying Ray all this money. Aren't they going to put him on Fox or on Raw?
Then again, what I'm saying right now, it's not next year.
Yeah.
This is a
5 years down the line. But they're signing everybody right now. Right now it's happening.
I know.
Where's Keith Lee going to go? Where's Matt Riddle going to go?
NXT.
2 years from now.
NXT still?
No way, man.
I think they like NXT enough to stay there for 3, 4, 5 years. And
they're not getting the money.
But they're not traveling.
Man, if somebody's getting paid $500,000 on Raw or SmackDown, and you're getting paid, let's say optimistically, $100,000 a year in NXT, and that's from what I understand, that's a big figure for NXT. Yeah. Usually it's like half that for certain names. For like the developmental guys, like half that.
Like Keith Lee, I know it's more than 50.
Yeah,
I know that.
It's probably between 70 and 90, I would think. Probably.
I don't remember the number.
I know I've heard a bunch of numbers out there.
But let's say 65. Right?
That ain't nothing compared to 500.
But you're not traveling.
That is not a lot compared to 500 even if you're traveling the world.
You're not putting a lot of strain in your body. You're just living wrestling.
Man.
You're waking up, training, and just wrestling. You're making good, decent money. You live in Orlando.
If you're Keith Lee and you see dudes up there on main roster that are passing you by, you are not cool $65,000 if they're making $500,000 or more.
But it's not everyone in WWE main roster is making $500,000. There's people in the main roster making 80.
In the number one, this is not fair, in the women's division.
In the male.
No, get out of here. As a guarantee, maybe, but then add some merch sales for that.
How much is Pete Dunne making?
Oh, he's not on the main roster. How
much is Pete Dunne making?
I would think he's probably making around 80 at this point. Probably. Because I know the UK guys were signed for peanuts.
You know what his guarantee was?
Probably 25.
12.
No. Okay, maybe originally in the first UK tournament. I guarantee
that's the same contract that he has right now.
No, it's not.
He didn't.
They re-upped him like a year after that. They signed him all the new deals. He's not making $12,000.
That's the guarantee.
Get out of here.
That's why he works.
Get out of here.
That's why he works independent dates.
One last super chat from Wayne Maker. He says, "Gotta go. One's gotta go for life. One has to go for life. Pizza or burger? Oh, it's burgers.
Burgers.
Yeah, I can't do without pizza.
Yeah,
pizza's that's the shit right there. Anyways, we'll continue this discussion in the post show for $5 patrons at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Adam Mayhem, thank you so much for filling in for my buddy today. I really appreciate it.
Like a dog.
I don't have $12,000 in guaranteed money for you, but maybe I'll take you out to lunch after this.
Yes, guaranteed lunch.
Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, talk to you guys later.
Bye. I gotta pee.